Go ahead.
My life is full of crazy events, strange encounters, odd situations, lots of them rated R and possibly incriminating. But this one strange encounter starts off as a scary, deathly Halloween scare that ends up pretty PG. Well, I was once a cat owner. I started off typical, normal person, one cat, one dog. Very common situation. And then quickly I ended up someone with 3 cats and 1 dog. My cat had kittens, and then soon after it started, nursing these kittens, the cat ran away. My dog, yellow lab, it stepped in and took over as the mother for these kittens. Hence, the cats, through time, started acting like dogs and thought that was the mom. They thought they were dogs. They had no idea. Well, so I became an owner of 3 cats, which is not really normal. They say that the average household, people own, 30% of households own 2.1 cats. So at 3 cats, a little above the normal level, but this is my small little family I had. I was a 24-year-old man, 3 cats and a dog, and that's what I had going on. Well, in the next year after these cats were born, I ended up moving. I ended up moving with 5 girls in Tower District. They had a room available, so I moved in with them. I didn't want to take my small little zoo all the way to their place. Here's my dog, here's my 3 cats. So I took my cats and my dog to my parents' house. Well, you can imagine the fun I had gathering up these 3 cats and putting them in my car. It was chaotic, and they're scratching me, and we were taking a trip. And I say we because it was me and my 3 cats. We were taking a trip to my parents' house. And as soon as I got there, opened the door, sure enough, one takes off. I grabbed 2 of them, took them inside the house, and I ventured out down the street trying to find this one cat. Never to be found. So, one down. Soon after that, me and one of my roommates at the time, we got our own apartment. Not as lovers, but as friends. She had a boyfriend and I just shared roommates, And I thought that was a perfect situation. I could bring in my cats, my little zoo. I didn't take my dog over there, but I take my cats over there. So same situation, as life repeats itself. I load my 2 cats in my car, I travel to the location. One escapes, takes off, I get one set in the house. Now I'm down to 1 cat. So, 1 cat, my little, last little soldier of the bunch, Jigga. I love the cat, it was an awesome cat. My roommate loved the cat, we had it daily. Well, in October, it happened to be Halloween, I was dating this girl, it's probably our 2nd date. I'm traveling eastbound down a one-way street to Tower District. And I'm driving, I had a great time, and I look over to the right, and before I even thought about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's my cat, dead on the side of the road. Hence the cat. So I pull over, and I'm thinking, what do I do? This is my 2nd date with this girl. Do I just say, it's dead, and I drive off? I'm like, well, then I have heart for my cat, So I knew it was alive hours earlier. I know it wasn't there for weeks on end, so I get out of my car. Luckily, I had a saucer in the back of my car, and I go out there, and I scoop up my cat, and it's all limp, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe my last little cat, And I put it in the back of my car, and I close it up, and I go home, and then I continue to get home, and I open it up, and I go to my backyard, and I put it in the back, and I look at it, and close the door, and I'm just kind of like, okay, that was a process, I had these 3 cats, and now I'm down to 0 cats. And then my roommate comes home, and I tell her what happened. Her and her boyfriend came home, and they go outside, and they look at my cat, and she spent some time with the cat also, and she shed a tear, she lit a candle, and she smokes a cigarette, and then she goes inside, and we go to bed, The next day, I wake up, get dressed, I'm going to take a little walk down to Starbucks. I'm going to get myself a coffee. So I open my front door, and like an amazing pet cemetery, my cat runs inside the house. And I'm shocked. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? So I go in my backyard, and I open the door, and that's not my cat. That's not my cat. It looks just like my cat, but that's not my cat. My cat comes over, and my cat's sniffing this cat, and I'm thinking, it looks like cat, but that cat's like twice the size of my cat. But, I had no idea. It was late, So I'm thinking, get away from the cat. You don't want to catch the cat disease. And I go inside the house, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't really get rid of cats. I definitely don't get rid of, dead bodies too often. So I figured, I'll just get this cat. I'm not going to pick it up. It ain't my cat. I go to the backyard, there's a little dumpster, and it's curling, and I kind of wash my hands of it, and I go inside and wash my hands 50 times, and I'm done with it. And then I go tell my roommate, I said, that that's my cat. My cat's alive. It wasn't my cat. She's like, you're so weird. I'm like, I know, I can't believe it. You know, I'm sitting on the couch and my cat's looking at me, and I'm looking at me, and he's like, you're so weird. And I'm like, this is tripping me out, you know? So a day goes by, and next day, you know, same thing, wake up, I go get myself a coffee, and I open up the door to go out and get my coffee, and like a beacon of guilt. Missing cat Fred is on my door. This is 10 years ago. That what my cat looks like? Just like that. Exactly like my cat. And I'm thinking, I'm looking at this, I'm like, what'd I do? You know, obviously I can't let this pass. I have to call the lady up, but I'm not going to say, you know, hey, by the way, I picked your cat up, and I hung out with it for a while, and I took it to my house, and then when I was done with it, I kind of tossed it in the alley, you know? So I'm trying to think, when I tell the lady, I definitely can't say that, so I prepare for her to say where's my cat at. I'm like, you know, anyways, I call her up, and I mentioned to her, hey, I think I know where your cat's at. I think it's over here. I think it was around Halloween night. It was, you know, hit by a car. I'm pretty sure it was your cat. And she's all, oh, is it still there? I'm like, oh, it must be. It definitely is not on a snow sled with my initials on it in my back alley, you know? And so she's like, well, I think I'm going to go look for it. And I kind of wash my hands of it, and then I go inside my bathroom, and I'm just looking at the mirror, and I'm thinking, you're weird. I'm like, what? I'm just picking up random dead cats. You know, and as I started thinking about this whole situation that I had going on here, weeks prior, you know, my apartment was right here, and this little walkway. And this lady would walk up and down, and my cat would hang out. And numerous times this lady would go, and she'd try to steal my cat. I didn't tie it in until like a week later. She'd pick the cat up, and I have to go outside, like, hey, what are you doing? She's like, I'm taking my cat. I'm like, it's not your cat, it's my cat. So, you know, this lady thought my cat was her cat, so me picking up this random dead cat was not, you know, unheard of. But, you know, all in all, through this whole situation, I just realized that, man, one, I get caught up in weird situations. I feed into them. And then two, I need to not be so involved. Sometimes when I see the cat, maybe I just need to let the cat lie. You know? But in conclusion, I say, my life is full of crazy events, and events that I perpetuate myself.
No good story started off with a glass of water.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, any questions for Ruben?
What's your cat's name?
Jigga.
Did the cat stay around?
Well, I think about 2 weeks later, the lady stole my cat, and I was accepting of it, you know, like whatever, you know. So it was gone after 2 weeks. I'm like, she wanted her cat back, and whatever, you know. She's gonna steal it eventually, so it was gone.
Did she ever find out that that wasn't her cat?
No, he said, I think she just stole my cat, and she assumed it was that cool, you know. That guy lied to me. It wasn't a cat, but it was his cat dead on the side of the road, you know. So.
That's crazy.
All right, good job,
Hey,
Ruben.
that's